Happy New Year, Motor City. It's your DJ, Brett Cummins. How are you? Welcome to 2023. And today, we're going to start the new year off with a bang, a literal bang. And so I hope 2022 was a great year. But for you, I hope 2023 is even better. And that these resolutions that you've made, that you can deliver on those. I'm looking to do it with you, and I can't wait to see what 2023 has in store. And so today I want to start off the new year the right way. And if you've ever seen the Hot Ones channel on YouTube, it's an amazing thing. The host of Hot Ones, his name is Sean Evans. He interviews celebrities in a much different way than we're probably used to, right? So he'll sit down with the celebrity and they will eat 10 hot wings in order from not too bad to, yeah, probably the hottest thing on earth. And the celebrities will answer questions. So since I don't have anybody here to interview me, what I thought I would do is take 10 of the most commonly asked questions that I get, DJs get when it comes to someone looking for our service. I thought I would answer those questions, and I thought we would do that in the style of Hot Ones today. So without further ado, this is the season 19 lineup of the Hot Ones hot sauces, starting with number 1, the classic. All right, so the classic is it is a chili maple. This edition is a chili maple flavor. If you know anything about hot sauces, you know that they're measured on what's called the Scoville Heat Unit Index, and so 1,600 Scoville heat units is not very much, but then as you get hotter, of course, the numbers get exponentially bigger, so I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, I prepared these wings today, literally moments ago, and so we're gonna work our way through it and see how they taste. So here's the classic here. That's not bad, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's pretty easy. So, pretty good one, pretty good start. Okay, number 1, what's your DJ style? I get this question a lot from people, especially on the online forums. And I mean, if you've never seen me play, the biggest thing about what I do is I try to engage with your crowd, right? So I always want to be in the middle of the action. And by that, I mean, I want to make sure that I have the big picture. So I'm not just in one place at a time. You know, maybe earlier in the day, as you all are getting ready, I'm meeting your guests or the folks that have arrived early, your wedding party, or you know, during cocktail hour, I'm milling around with your guests, just understanding who they are, getting to know their personality. So my style really revolves around making sure that I know your crowd, or at least have a better idea of your crowd by the time it comes to open dancing. So yeah, my style really is just very adaptive. I want to adapt to your guests and what their musical tastes are. All right, number 2 is called Tropiquante. Okay. It's very fruity. Not too bad. Yeah, it's very fruity. That's a good one. Okay. Tropiquante. All right. Oh yeah, I've got milk and water here. Hopefully I won't need it, but we'll see how this goes. So, luckily, we're doing okay so far, but I know it's about to get really, really bad in here, so we'll see. The second question I usually get, what do you need the planner to provide? That's an interesting one because I really try to do as much of the planning of what I do. I try to do the planning myself, and by that I mean managing my part of things ahead of the big day. I have a timeline. It's kind of a pseudo timeline that you fill out, You know, it's got all of the names and faces and places and who you're going to, who's going to need to be where, and you know, the songs that I'm going to play, what's going to happen. So really the only thing I need the planner to provide is you know, other names and faces of vendors that I'm going to work with. So if it's like, you know, photo booth, or you know, maybe I might need to know the caterer or the building contact or the venue contact, or you know, whomever that's going to be. Those are usually the only things I need your planner to provide. Everything else, I'm pretty type A. I like to make sure that I've got control of the event as I've planned it, and you know, I always try to be in control of you know, at least my part of things. All right, number 3 is called Piko Riko. It's 15,000. So, oh boy, we're moving up pretty quickly here. Let's see. Piko Riko. This one's pretty good too. See, I am a hot sauce guy. Like, I love wings. And yeah, I like stuff like that. These aren't too, temperature-wise, they're not too hot. I kind of let them rest for a little bit before I tossed them in the sauces, obviously getting the setup ready for this video. But yeah, that's not bad. I like that. Piko Riko. All right, number 3. What are your meal requirements? Well, I just need to eat. Real simple. Some of my brides and grooms are forethinking enough to say, hey, what do you prefer, beef or chicken or fish or what have you? And I'm always appreciative of that part. But don't worry, like, that's one of those questions that will get answered ahead of time because it's in my agreement. We talk about that when we do a consultation. The one thing that I learned very early on, having played a venue, I won't mention their name because I don't mind the venue. Things have changed since, but ever since I had an experience at this venue, I remember being there and working all day long, getting set up, and then when it came time for dinner, there was nothing. And then when I finally did get a meal, it was just like a club sandwich and some chips. Now, I'm not complaining about the food at all, but the fact that it was just like, oh yeah, I guess we'll feed you. You know, your vendors, and I hate that word, but your vendors need to eat too, right? Your photographers and videographers, everybody's been working all day long to put on this perfect event for you, and then for you to say, or someone to forget to feed the people that have been working on your behalf, it doesn't feel good. So my only meal requirement is just that I get fed in the same place at the same time with the other guests. I like to sit with the guests, and I like to talk with them during dinner so that I can get to know them and understand, like I said earlier, what it takes, what makes them tick, and you know, what's going to take to get them involved. All right, number 4 is Los Calientes Barbacoa. This one's 33,000 on the Scoville Heat Unit Index here. Smoky. This is for like a Chipotle fan out there. It's not bad. It's pretty good. This is all that low end stuff here. This is that bottom half. So it's not too bad. It's got that Chipotle flavor. So it's got smokiness and a little heat to it. Not bad. Okay, number 4. Can I have a sample of how you mix transitions from song to song? Sure you can. I've got some out there on my website. I was doing, I would call them like, we did virtual dance parties during COVID. And I did a few of those. They're still archived on mixcloud.com/MotorCityHDJ, so you can see those there. I've got a link in the video here. So Yeah, I've got mixes out there. The problem is you can't just mix songs and then put them on the internet. Everybody's music is copyrighted, so we want to make sure that we're giving credit to the people that actually wrote the songs or the music. But yeah, I do have mixes out there that you can listen to, and that's really my to kind of go back with that other question. That really is my style. I do like. I don't like going to weddings because most of the times DJs will. They'll just play one song and then fade it into the next. There's no real cohesion to it. I think my weddings, my events, you know, even if I'm doing an event for the Alzheimer's Association, let's say, my events are, everything is beats per minute. So I think in what's called beat matching. And so, yeah, there are definitely mixes out there that I've made. You can find those at Mixcloud and some other places. I'll leave some links if you want to hear my mix style. All right, number 5, this is called Sichuan Gold. It is oily. It's pretty good though, 46,000 on the Scoville Heat Index here. Yep. It's definitely got that umami flavor to it. And it's definitely starting to pick up in my mouth here for sure. Yep. You gotta be careful around your eyes, but boy, when you get those itches, it's hard. Not bad. A little bit of a kick there, a little more than I was expecting, but. Question number 5, what happens if you're unable to make it on our wedding day? So, I have only ever had that happen twice in the 20 some odd years I've been doing this. That one's lingering a little bit there. That one's lingering a little bit. My goodness. Excuse me. Yeah, that's only ever happened a couple times in the 20, well, no, not 25, let's see here. 99 would put me at, that'd be 24 years in August that I've been doing this. I've only ever missed 2 events, and luckily, my buddy Tom filled in for me. If that were to happen, what I typically would do is as soon as I find out that I'm not available to play, I would first reach out to a backup to make sure that they're available, just so that by the time I get to that conversation with you, I would already have the backup plan in place, right? So, and that's what happened. Actually, many years ago, one of my grandfathers had passed away, and in that week I had a graduation party and a wedding, and so I had to miss both of those. My buddy Tom, of my event DJs, he actually stepped in and helped out, and he was able to fill in, play that graduation. It wasn't a graduation party, it was a Sweet 16, that's right. He played a Sweet 16, and then I had a wedding on that Saturday, and so, yeah, I mean, that's the backup plan, but, you know, especially with COVID, when COVID came around, I used to say that, you know, if I've got a temperature of 104 degrees, I'll still play the event. Well, turns out, because that's a symptom of COVID, now, you know, as long as I'm not contagious with whatever it is that I've got, so if it's something like, if I've got like a head cold or something, as long as I'm not contagious and putting somebody else at risk, then I would still play the event. So it's really got to take something big in order for me to not play the event. So rest assured, I'm going to be there for you on your big day. All right, number 6, this is called Turmeric Bomb. Wow, I can't believe I'm halfway through already. Not really a whole lot of effect here. It's a little bit of heat, but I know we're rounding the corner. This is the coming over the hill here. Turmeric Bomb. I mean, it's almost 70,000 Scoville. I mean, it's definitely there. It's got that kick. It's pretty good, though. Real good. Yeah, that's a good one. The next question, number 6, do you take requests? Absolutely I do, if you want me to. If you want me to. I get this question all the time, and you know, the thing is you want your guests to be involved in the big day, but you also don't want them to ask for songs, or at least you want the DJ to have enough foresight to not play a song if it's something that's just going to be a mood killer. The thing that's so funny for me is when you've made your playlist at the beginning, you know, throughout the process, when you've made your playlist, you know, it's not that I'm going to stick by that. It's not the gospel. It's what I call the dartboard. When we do a consultation, I talk about the dartboard that is your playlist. And then when your guests request music, those are the darts, right? So we're hoping that the darts hit the dartboard and hit bullseye every single time. So the stuff that you want to hear, plus the stuff that they're asking for, everyone's happy and everyone gets out to dance. Because really, if you think about it, what you're doing is unnatural. You're throwing a party for yourself. You're inviting all these other people, you know, to take part in your big day. They're going to want to have fun too. So we have to consider their feelings and you know, what it is that they want. You know, yes, you're throwing this party. This is for you. The day is about you. We didn't forget that. But when you're inviting people to an event like a wedding, you know, how do we keep them on the dance floor? We got to play music that they want to hear. Simple as that. So if you want me to take requests, I absolutely will. All right, number 7 is called Cosmic Disco. We make another jump up here. This one's 103,000 on the Scoville Heat Unit Index. Now this is my jam right here. This is where it gets crucial. Yep. 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 This one. This one's a step up here. This one's a step up. Yeah. This one's a little step up. I thought I wasn't going to need to reach for the milk, but Brett might have to go for the milk here in just a minute. This is a hot one. Ooh, I'm already getting hiccups. There it is, boy. There it is. Ooh. I got the peanut gallery with me over here today. Oh my. Yeah. That's a hot one. That's hot. Cosmic Dog. Yep. I said I wasn't going to reach for the milk, but I'm reaching for the milk today. Cosmic Disco. That's definitely a party on your tongue right there. That's a party on your tongue. All right, number 7. Oh. Are you also an MC? I didn't think it would get that bad that quickly, but it did. My goodness. Are you also an MC? Absolutely I am. And yeah, I believe that your guests should know what's going to happen before it happens. There should always be a just give me a minute here. Yeah, this is, I promise you, there's no acting involved here. This is hot. This stuff is hot. 103,000 on the Scoville Heat Unit Index. Man, oh man, what have I done here? What happened? Oh boy. I've always said that I want your guests, the reason I hate going to weddings is because whenever I go to a wedding, I always hate not knowing what's going on. I hate not knowing what's going to happen next. And I feel that a good DJ is an MC. Your DJ has a complete control of the night and knows exactly what's going on. And so he or she should be able to say, you know, folks, this is going to happen in just a few minutes. All right, this is going to start now. This is going to happen next. This is going to start now. So yeah, a good DJ is an MC, and I definitely pride myself on communicating those things with your guests before those things take place. So yeah, I am definitely a DJ and MC wrapped up into one. All right, number 8. This is one I was excited for right here. This is the one, as a fan of hot ones, This one here is in the holy grail of these hot sauces that's always in rotation, and I have always wanted to try it, and today is the day. I'm so excited. Number 8 is called Da Bomb. This one is Da Bomb Evolution. The one that is on the channel, I believe, is something Insanity or something like that. But Da Bomb, number 8, it is 135,000 on the Scoville Heat Index. I think it's called Beyond Insanity is the bomb that they use on the show there. So here's the thing about number 7. Number 7 actually kicked me a little bit more than I was expecting number 8 would. The deal is, it's not bad when you're in the motion of eating the wing. It's when it starts hitting your tongue and getting into those receptors, that's where it gets really, really bad. So, this one's not too bad. I mean, I'm surprised compared to number 7. That's really, really good. How will you get people dancing? Well, very simply, I just gotta watch the crowd. Usually throughout the night. Okay, there it is. See, that's where, yep. See, I talk this mad game, and then all of a sudden, yeah. What was it, Gordon Ramsay? What was he? He had like cupcakes or something. So I just need some milk and some water. We'll be all right. Yeah, ooh, yeah. It's getting a little hot. So hopefully I can answer these questions pretty quickly. Because, my goodness, your boy's struggling. Motor say this is where it's starting to set in there. This is where it's starting to get in there. That's where it really settles in and just, That's where it settles in there. So, how will I get people dancing? Well, I'm very observant. As I watch the dance floor, I have to watch. Oh gosh, it's really, really getting there. I have to pay attention to the dance floor. Oh my gosh, it's hot. I have to pay attention to what your guests want. And so, usually when the night starts, oh my goodness, when the night starts, after we've gotten through dinner, your guests just want to dance, right? So if you've eaten the dinner and you've had the dinner, you've gotten your dessert, you've had your coffee. At that point, people go back to the bar, they start getting their drinks, they just want to get out there and start dancing. And so by the time we get through all this happy, slappy stuff, your guests at some point, they just want to hit the dance floor. And they're going to hit it pretty hard for about the first 30 to 45 minutes. So I'm going to play my goodness. I said, this is going to be a good idea. This is going to be a really good concept. I'm going to eat the wings. I'm going to answer the questions. I was good with that idea until about number 7, and that's where everything just took a turn for the worse. So I think we're going to make it. I know Rosanna's on the phone with the life insurance company right now, so we'll see how this is going to go. Oh my. So, it's just about paying attention to the group and, hitting that first 30, 45 minutes with songs that, you have to watch that vibe as you go along. And so as soon as it starts to fall off, that's where you start to, you slip in the songs that some of the older people might want to dance to. So, they want to dance to, they might want a couple of those slower ones, the ballads that they're familiar with. So you make them happy, and then you come out of that with maybe a group dance song like a Cupid Shuffle or a Cha-Cha Slide or a Wobble, something that will bring people back. And then from there, it's all about just reading the crowd and then understanding more and more how they're going to want to dance throughout the rest of the night. So the interesting thing that you need to know if you're, when you're booking an event, when you plan a wedding, most people, I always have to say that your guests will not dance all night long. They will not dance for those 3.5 hours that we have of open dancing. They may only dance about a third of that time. But it is that hour to hour and a half that they're going to remember the most. And so that's the best part, is that, oh boy, getting this from the nose too. That's the thing for me that is, that's the redeeming part of this, is that they will, they'll remember that last hour, hour and a half of the night, and that's what they carry with them. So to get the guests to dance, I just continue to watch what they're into, and I have to follow their vibe. All right, number 9, unique garlic. We go from 135,000 to 642,000 on the Scoville Heat Index. This is unique garlic. The trick is to not let it touch your lips. I think that's the mistake I made. What was I thinking? This sauce mixes the Carolina Reaper, oh my gosh, the Scorpion, and the 7-pot Primo pepper. And there's garlic in here too. The garlic is really strong. I like that. Wowzer. This one's gonna get hot in a hurry, I can feel. Wow. Number 9. What are the logistics involved in working with you for providing sound throughout the day? So I am day 1 to day of. When you tell me that you need me on your big day, I am there. I don't do hourly. I never have, and I never will. I think any company that charges by the hour, especially in the wedding industry stuff, that's difficult because things change, plans change. Sometimes dinner's served late. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be for 642,000. That's not really that bad. When things change, you know, if dinner's served late, if things start early, you have to plan for those things ahead of time. So that's why I've always been day 1 to day of. So as far as the logistics in working with me to get sound for everything you need throughout the day, really there are only 2 things you would need sound for, which is if you're going to have a ceremony, there's that part of it, for the weddings especially. You know, if you're going to have a ceremony, there's that part of it. Then there's also the reception part. So because I am there as early as I try to be, usually at least 2 hours before something starts. So if the ceremony starts at 3 o'clock, let's say I'm going to be there at 1 or a little before to make sure that I'm there for everything you need me to do. And the biggest thing is just being where you need me at the time that you need me to be there, right? So it's simple. I've always been one to be a yes man. So if you tell me you need me, I'm there. Yes, no problem. If you say, and I'm not kidding, hey, things change, we need you there at 9 a.m., I'll be there at 9 a.m. I don't even schedule, and this is not a joke, I don't even schedule as much as a dentist appointment the day of your event, just to make sure that I'm completely ready. Heaven forbid something were to go awry, something were to go wrong, and you needed me to step in at a moment's notice. So as far as getting sound where you need it, no problem. Since I do day 1 to day of, you literally have me on call all the way through midnight 01, whatever time the night turns back into a pumpkin, right? So, but yeah, that's how I handle that. Okay, I'm here. I'm finally here in this moment. Number 10, a very apropos question, by the way. Number 10, which is called the last dab. It is so hot, by the way. There's not even a Scoville heat unit number on it. And if you've ever watched Hot Ones, you know that with the last dab, it is tradition to put a little extra on the last wing. So that's what I'm gonna do very carefully. I'm gonna take a little bit of this and just put a little bit extra on the last wing, and then I'm gonna answer the last question. Oh my gosh, how about that? Whew. Yeah, it's Hot Ones, the home edition. All right, here we go. So here it is, the last dab. I put a little too much, I gotta rub it off there, okay. Maybe a little more. Oh yeah. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. It's tomatoey. You know what's so crazy about it is that Cosmic Disco is worse than this. I think by the time you get to a certain level, your body's like, listen, we've already come this far and you've already done this much damage. We should be okay. We should be okay. The last dab is not too bad. It's not too bad. So, all right, 10 wings down. Last question. What happens if something goes wrong? It's apropos because, of course, throughout this conversation, definitely some stuff could have gone wrong. It probably did, and I'm just acting through it. I don't know. But what happens if something goes wrong? So, very simply, I'm prepared for most anything that could happen. When it comes to your big day, I am going to take a little milk so I can answer this question. I'm always ready for your big day. You know, I have everything that I use, I bring with me. Every single person that I work with gets everything that I own, I bring with me every single time. So I don't, that's the reason I don't do packages. It's because, okay, now it's catching up with me a little bit there. That last dab just kind of shows up when you least expect it. My goodness. Hence why we answered the question, what happens if something goes wrong? I bring everything with me every single time. So there is no chance that if a piece of equipment fails that I won't be ready to go. It has happened. I won't lie to you. A few years ago, I played one of the first weddings I played in April of that year. I played downtown at the Colony Club, which I love that venue. And yeah, it's time to go to the water. So yeah, that last dab snuck up on me. Wowzer. And I had done sound check and everything was fine. And we had gotten to the ceremony. I did the ceremony. I have a separate system for that, but because the Colony Club is pretty much everything's done in one space, and then they just flip it around. I had the ceremony set up with me. That's my backup. So I had one of my speakers fail on me when it came time for the reception. And that was so crazy because sound check was fine, everything was fine. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my equipment just fails on me. The speaker just failed on me. And so I've already got my backup equipment there. And I just had to pop up my little ceremony speaker on there. I mean, granted, it's a little bit of an eyesore because it is a spare tire looking kind of thing, but it did what it was supposed to do. And I made it work, and it went off without a hitch, and everything was fine. So if something goes wrong, I'm ready for it. If the batteries fail, don't worry, I'm right there. I can pop the batteries back in, or I've got another microphone ready to go. Or I did play a wedding. It was actually a 9, 10, 11 wedding where, I can't believe I remember this all these years back, but in getting out from behind my equipment, I tripped over the main power cord. So during the first dance, God bless them, Jennifer and Tom, I'll never forget you two because of that. I tripped over the main power cord. So the audio went out, the computer was running on battery, right? So the software was still playing. It was maybe a few seconds that it happened, but it happened during their first dance. And for me, excellence is a big thing. So things like that, I just can't accept. It's tough for me to accept when something like that happens. So, you know, I was eating, that really ate at me for a long time, but they were so gracious and they said, we understand. But, you know, yeah, you just got to think on your feet, literally popped it back in, and we were good to go. So when bad things happen, when things go wrong, I'm always ready for them. That's one of the things I pride myself on. And the reason that Motor City HDJ is so special is because I do very much prepare myself for any possible situation. And so With that, oof, 10 wings up, 10 wings down. I don't do it like Sean Evans, but I don't have multiple cameras to look at either. But I'm just going to tell you what's going on with me in 2023. Very simply, I hope you join me. That's what's going on. If you're watching this and you need mobile DJ entertainment for your event, please definitely check out MotorCityHDJ.com and look me up. I've got my dates they're going pretty quickly as far as the Saturdays are concerned. And so, if you're looking for an event, if you're looking for entertainment for your event, give me a call. Fill out an information form at MotorCityHDJ.com. Happy New Year to you, Motor City. Thank you for joining me for this Motor City HDJ edition of Hot Ones, and I can't wait to do it again.